Hello there, and welcome to yet another episode of the Zero Limit Live podcast. It's wonderful to be with you once again. My name is Olusheye Igbafe, your host, and as always, I'm very grateful to have you tune in. Doesn't it just feel like yesterday that the year 2021 begun, and we wished ourselves a happy new year? Yet we are already at the tail end of the first half of the year. Time does fly. And that is why today our conversation is about having a mid-year review and reset. A mid-year review and reset. At the end of last year into the beginning of this year, I did a series of episodes on how to create a great year. And I want to encourage you, if you haven't listened to those episodes, to please do so. So I want to believe that you probably started this year with some definite goals. Like we say, he who fails to plan, plans to fail. So yes, you started with some definite goals, both financial goals and non-financial goals. And so it's mid-year, and you should take out a little time to review your progress for the year so that you can plan adequately for the other half of the year. I want you to keep in mind that this review, or doing a review of how far you have gone, is not so that you can judge yourself or beat yourself up or give yourself a fail or pass mark, but just to help you to do better in the second half of the year. So I want you to do this exercise with a high level of objectivity, because it's all about you achieving your goals. So let's start the review. The review process is basically So let's start with the review. I want you to take a long look at your 2021 goals. You know, those ones that you set for yourself, the major goals that you wrote down. Maybe you did that in January or at the end of last year. I want you to look at those goals and ask yourself a few questions. Now, if you don't have the goals with you, it would be nice for you to pause this podcast and go and get the goals. But if not, you can listen to it and then come back with your goals so you know what to do then. All right then. So I want you to take a look at your goals and ask yourself these questions. Number one, where am I in achieving these goals? How far have I gone? And I don't just want you to say, oh, I didn't meet my goals, or oh, I met my goals. I want you to be very analytical in your approach. So let's say if your goal was to make 1 million naira a month, that's a financial goal, how far did you go? Even if you didn't make the 1 million, what did you make? Did you make 60% of it? Did you make 70%? Did you make 30%? The first step is to be honest about how far you've gone. And I want you to now repeat this process for all the other goals and write down your answers. So yes, you need a notepad and a pen to write down your answers. So where am I in achieving this goal? Write down the answer. Move from your financial goals to your non-financial goals and keep asking yourself the same thing. And as you do this, the first thing that will emerge are the positive things that you have achieved, the wins that you have achieved this year. And it is important that as we do this review session, you also acknowledge all you have achieved. So it's not just about the things that you didn't achieve, it's also about the good things that you have achieved. So I want you to acknowledge all the things that you have achieved, the things that you have done, the milestones that you have reached. I want you to celebrate your wins, celebrate yourself for the efforts that you have put in, because that is also very important. Now, having done that, I want you to now go back to your goals and ask again, are these goals still relevant to me? Are they relevant to my life? Do I still want these goals? This is very important because there's no need to review and get, involved in goals that are no longer relevant to you. So you must ask yourself, are these goals still relevant to me? Do I still want to achieve them? And are they still achievable for me? Maybe in the light of what you now know, maybe government policies, the economy, changes in your sector, different things, the enabling factors. Are these goals still relevant and achievable? And so beside every goal, I want you to put in maybe a yes or no, and put in a response there. Now, for you to move on, you should have a resounding yes, because if the answer is no, then you need to note and, highlight that particular goal, because you need to reset it in the light of what is now relevant to you and what you know to be achievable. Now, if your answer is yes, the next question I want you to ask yourself, and you need to be very truthful about this, is this: what could I have done differently? Where could I have put in more effort? Or what did I not do that contributed to my not achieving my goals? So go back to your financial goals and say, okay, maybe you achieved 40%. What could I have done differently that would have enabled me to achieve, 100%? Whether it's your non-financial goals, maybe you set a goal to read a number of books. What could I have done differently? What did I not do? So I want you to take a few minutes again and note down all the answers. You have to write down all the answers to these questions. I haven't done that, so that means you're probably going to be pausing this a few times so that you can do this review along with the podcast. Now, having done that, the next question is, why did I not do them? So you have identified the things that you didn't do or that you could have done differently. So the next vital question is, why didn't you do them? Why didn't you do them? You see, a few years ago, in growing my consultancy practice, I marketed my services to different companies and organizations. And I discovered that I hated marketing. I absolutely hated it. Every month I would give myself a target of the number of companies I would visit and the number of calls I would make. But every month I wouldn't meet my target. And eventually I had to sit down and admit to myself that I actually did not like doing this part of the job. And at that point, I had to now make a decision. Do I have to, get over this dislike or phobia I have for marketing? Do I want to learn better ways of marketing? Do I want to get someone else to do it? Whatever. But being sincere with myself gave me clarity on what the issue was. And then I had to make a decision on how to deal with my dislike for marketing. So in your case, being sincere with yourself as to why you did not take the steps that you knew were vital to your goals is important. When you are sincere with yourself, then you have started the journey that will help you to overcome the challenges, if there are any, or to overcome the excuses if you discover that they're just excuses, there are no major reasons. So really, if you knew what to do, why didn't you do it? So you need to write that down. Why did I not do it? Look deep into it and write that down. Now, having done that, we are done with the basic review, and now we'll look at how to reset our goals. Again, I always believe in having financial goals and non-financial goals separately. I want you to look at your targets, starting with your financial goals for the year, and look at how far you have come, what you have done so far, and the fact that it's already the middle of the year, and then begin to make some decisions. Now, you have 3 basic choices when it comes to financial targets. 1, do you want to keep the target as it is? 2, do you want to rejig the target? Do you want to reset it and maybe downscale it? Or 3, do you want to increase your target? Now, there are different circumstances that would enable you make, the different decisions. So, for example, let's say you have achieved 40% of your annual target, and you believe that, with a little push, you can actually achieve the remaining 60% in the second half of the year. Then it will make sense to keep your targets. On the other hand, if you have achieved only 10% and you see that it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve the remaining 90%, it will make a lot of sense for you to rejig it and downscale your targets. And then you have the third option. If, let's say, you have already achieved 60% or 70% of your annual target, and you know that in the second half of the year you can actually do better, then it will make more sense for you to upscale and increase your targets. So I want you to look at your target and then make that decision. Now, remember that your goals, whatever you set it, your target should be challenging. That means it shouldn't be too easy for you to reach, but at the same time it should be doable and realistic. Otherwise, it becomes counterproductive. What do I mean by that? When your goals begin to overwhelm you and intimidate you to a point whereby you don't even know what step to take, then that goal is not properly framed. Your goal must be realistic. You must be reachable. You must see yourself being able to achieve it. So set your goals in line with that. Now, the difference between these decisions and the decisions that you can make with non-financial goals is that with non-financial goals, there is a fourth alternative, which is that you can cancel the goal altogether, or you can defer it or suspend it. So, for example, if your goals, if one of your goals for 2020 was to travel around 10 different countries, it would have made sense for you to suspend that goal because of the coronavirus. You can alternatively replace that goal with something that is more achievable. Maybe visit 10 historic sites in your city or in your state, So when it comes to non-financial goals, you can actually, apart from maybe upscaling, downscaling, or keeping the target, you can actually eliminate the target, or you can suspend the target. But I don't advise that for financial target, because you need money to live, so you should. Now, what if you have achieved all your goals for the year, or you didn't set any goals at all, or you want to replace your old goals with new ones? Let's just run through these basic goal setting steps. Number one, you need to ask yourself, what do I want? Where do I want to be by the end of December 2021? What do I want to make happen in my family, in my relationship, in my business, in my career, in my health, in my finances? In whatever part of your life you want to achieve a goal, you need to ask yourself, what do I want to make happen? What do I want to achieve? The second question you need to ask is, why do I want to achieve this? What is the impact of achieving this goal on my life, on my health, on my family, on my business? What is the why? And this is very important, because your why is your motivation and your drive. If you have clarity on why you want to achieve a particular goal, that becomes your drive, and it sustains you, when the going gets tough. But if you don't have a why, then when the going gets tough, it becomes very easy for you to just abandon that particular goal or target. The third question you need to ask yourself is, what do I need to do to achieve this? Now, I know what I want to achieve. I know why I want to achieve it. What do I need to do? What are the steps I need to take? What do I need to happen for me to achieve this? And you can start by identifying the first 3 steps in achieving your goal, and then take it from there. So for every step you take, you identify 3 more steps you need to take, and then on and on like that till you are able to achieve your goal. Now, I want to encourage you to please check out a few previous podcast episodes that can really help you in setting your plan for the rest of the year, especially my series on creating a great year. That will be my episodes 24, 25, and 26. Please check them out. You will enjoy them. My task for you this week is very simple. I don't want you to just listen to this episode and enjoy it. I want you to take time out, sit somewhere with your book of goals for the year, get a notepad and a pen, and I want you to review and reset your goals for the second half of 2021. I say to you that 2021 can still be all that you want it to be, and you can still achieve all that you want to achieve in 2021. But don't just move into the rest of the year. You must take stock of how well you have done, and then you must from there project how to end the year strong. And that's all for today's episode. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. And I also like you to drop a review on iTunes. I love hearing from you. Please do that and share with family and friends. Till next time, thank you for listening. Take care and bye.